You are listening to an episode of The Extra Real.
Hey, welcome to The Extra Reel, a special bonus episode of The Decision Reel. This week, we're looking at a new release, New, Scream 6, with our friends, Trav and Jess, from what podcast, Randy?
Oh, look,
he does it. Yeah, I'm
like
putting you on the
that.
spot every
Rude.
time.
I don't know anything.
Come on, guy.
Randy!
Sorry.
Homework, dude.
The reason why it's special is because these guys have, how would I say, kind of made their
based it
podcast around this,
yeah.
which I fucking love it. I really love it. How about this? Guys, take it over. What's
Man,
your
you're
podcast?
hot.
Where are you friend?
You're hot.
Coming in hot. It's all good.
All right, Jesse.
We're What's Your Least Favorite Scary Movie? And we like to look at the good, bad, ugly, and absurd of all of the movies that we love and love to hate, and kind of try and find a place in the love of horror for every single movie. Even if it's not our personal favorite, we try to figure out why people love it.
I like it.
I fucking knew what your podcast was
Well,
called.
and that's why I wanted to put you on the spot. I did I write it? Oh, I didn't write it down. 'Cause,
I'm
well, I
hot.
mean, so
I'm sweating.
you sweating?
I'm sweating now.
I'm wearing a fucking hoodie in here. When's the last time you see me do that?
You cold?
A little bit.
It'll be okay.
Got the sweats from last night. All that alcohol I
Should've
got to
watched my
get out.
C4.
I don't know, whatever. I should have get C4. How's that treating you? A Starburst
I am-
C4.
Fucking.
Dude, I had one of those the other day.
It's cocaine.
They
in
said
a-
there was Skittles.
I was gonna say it's like cocaine
And,
in a can to me.
It made my skin crawl.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what it
It's
does.
so fucking wild. I don't
No, I
trust
hated
that.
it.
Those
Yeah.
are-
I thought I was having an allergic reaction to
Now,
it.
there's a warning on the can.
I was gonna say, I believe that's called your heart's about to explode.
No,
Probably.
it's beta-alanine.
What? Beta
Beta-alanine.
alanine? Beta. What does that say? Carnosin?
Carnosine.
That sounds terrible for you.
It's
Carnosin.
it
Zero sugar though.
you feel a tingling sensation.
On
It does
purpose?
say that? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's fucking. I'm not.
It's
What?
good for you. It's zero sugar, dude. Can't be that bad.
Right. Just slap zero sugar on that bad boy. It's all good. Don't worry about everything else. Zero sugar. It's good for you. Speaking of bad, maybe this movie. Maybe no. Yes. Scream 6.
I liked it.
Did you
I enjoyed it
really?
thoroughly.
Thoroughly.
Mhm.
And okay, so you did say, so it was funny. While we were watching the movie, I was like, Randy, you did see the one before this, right? And he's like, no. I was like, well, you.
Ah, God.
But then we were going through the movie, and I was like, wait, no, I did see it because I remembered. Yeah,
I was really mad there for a second. I was like, how are you gonna go see a Scream 6 and not see the one that came before it? And then when like 10 minutes later, like, oh no, I did see it. I was like,
yeah.
thank God, because I was gonna punch you in the face during the fucking movie.
Have
Yeah.
you seen the others?
I've seen. I don't think I've seen 3.
Yeah, you said you seen 1 and 2,
Uh-huh.
and you didn't see 3 and 4, because I'm
No.
pretty sure you had no idea who Hayden Panettiere was in this movie.
No, but she's.
You're missing out on one of the best characters of the franchise
Yeah.
with Kirby.
I will say, okay, so let's throw this out there. Heavy spoilers coming at you. If you don't care about that, or you have seen this movie and want to keep listening or watching, you can definitely do that. But if you want to skip to the end when we talk about what we think about this movie, go ahead and do that now. Heavy spoilers. When Hayden I can say her name for me.
Hayden Panettiere.
Panettiere. Thank
That's
you. It's early.
Trust me, I know.
When she popped up, obviously, I knew she was going to be in the movie, but I didn't know in what capacity she was going to be, like, character-wise. I thought it was just, okay, she's just going to be Kirby, whatever. But her being the FBI agent, I was like, that kind of makes sense, and I'm here for it. I dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that they found like an actual good reason to have her involved, because like realistically, why would she be involved with all these random college kids?
Exactly. That was my thought, too, when I was watching the trailer, because I did see the trailer. I watched the first trailer, and then I heard she was in it, and I'm like, what, did she just come back to Woodsboro? But wait, no, it's in New York City? So how the
Yeah.
fuck? And then when she popped up and was like, yeah, I'm in the FBI, I was like, I'm about it. Okay, that makes sense. Let's go.
It's a much better version of the Sally Hardesty in the new Texas Chainsaw, where she became a Texas Ranger.
Oh yeah.
So I have not seen the newest Texas Chainsaw because I heard it was trash.
Yeah, it's not good.
And it was like
It's fun.
75 minutes long or something. I'm like, I mean, I could waste 75 minutes or whatever it is. I knew it was super quick, but I kept hearing people say that it was so bad that just don't watch it. But I like trash movies. Maybe I should watch it.
You should watch that.
You
one.
should
I
watch
think
it.
you'd like it.
Yeah.
I probably
Have you
like
seen
it.
any of the other ones? And that series isn't exactly pumping out good shit.
True. So, I mean, I've seen every Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie besides that one. So, I mean,
Then
if
yeah,
it-
you'll be
Yeah,
fine.
no, it fits in perfectly with the franchise.
okay, I was going to say, if you put it up against Texas Chainsaw, what was the one with Matthew McConaughey and...
Next Generation.
Yeah.
no.
I've seen that, and I kind of like that. So,
I like that one too.
Yeah.
I think that one's amazing. Everybody hates it though.
because it's different, right? And I don't know. I fuck with
It's
that.
different, but it's kind of a remake.
Right. It makes no sense. Speaking of different, I want to talk about this because the first part of this movie, when they kick off the opening, which in every Scream movie, you know, there's an iconic sort of try to be crazy over the top opening. I dug the fact that they showed the killer right away. And I thought this movie was going to change the formula up. And like, hey, we know who the killer is right off the bat.
I did too.
And I was like, dude, hell yeah. I want to see them finally do something different. Now, they didn't.
Nope.
But for a second, I was on board. Now, that doesn't take away from the rest of the movie for me. Like, I didn't like go, this is trash now. I fucking hate it. But it brought me down to a point where I was like, man, they could have done something so cool and different.
And then they did.
See, we were talking about that last night too. And I don't know. I feel like it would have sucked if they would have revealed the killer because I was telling Jesse, like, at the heart of the series, like, it's a whodunit, you know? That's like what the movies are basically about. Because, like,
Right.
half the fun is trying to figure out who the killer is.
Yeah, no, and that's why, like, when it happened and then they, you know, went back or did whatever they did with it, I was like, okay, I'm okay with it because you're right. The whole idea of Scream is, okay, who is the killer? What's the motive? Is there more than one? There always has to be more than one besides one movie.
3.
Did you guys guess it?
I did. The killer?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
three?
Well, not all three.
Oh, no. I guess it was the detective dude because as soon as he said, you fuck with my family, you die, I was like, oh, shit. Okay, that's going to be something. Like,
He
that's a
just
killer.
didn't seem like a man who lost his only remaining child. Like, and
Yeah.
if she was actually dead, then like she was clearly the least favorite.
he played.
Because he was like,
hammed it up.
oh man.
He hammed up that like whenever he walked out of the apartment, it's just.
Yeah.
So the first thought I had right in that scene, I was like, man, this guy, I've seen him in other things. He's a great actor. And then I'm like, is he phoning it? Wait a second. What movie are we in here? Fuck, it's probably him. You know what I mean? And then the other part that got me, and they did it in the last movie, Scream 5, which I kind of don't like, but I kind of do like because it's more than one killer, is basically they say, you know, it's probably me, you know, or it's probably this fucking guy. And who is wearing a red hat at one point in the beginning of the movie? The fucking brother who is the killer. I went, it's probably the guy wearing a red fucking hat because it's a red herring.
Ah,
That's a what?
You don't know what a red herring is?
No. I do not.
Do I have a weird sound? No, I don't. A red herring is like, it sticks out to you to be something wrong, or that's what it is, or whatever. It's red. A red herring is a fish, right? So if you're looking for a school,
Do I
a
look
giant,
like a fish?
it's a euphemism.
Okay. Is it because it was red? Is that why you
Right.
why it stuck out to you? Just because of red hat?
So movies like this do those things on purpose.
Okay.
Scream for sure does these things on purpose to try and
but
get
yes,
you
all
to go.
red herrings have to have something red involved.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what it is.
Kind of
yeah.
thank you.
It's
The
not,
rule.
but yeah. Thanks for bringing that around. Anyways, the other part I wanted to talk about is when they start doing, like, you know, breaking the fourth wall again, and they're outside in the park, and they're doing their what's her face? What's her name?
I couldn't tell you. I know you're talking
Meeks, Mindy Meeks Martin. When she starts talking about, Randy's niece starts talking about, you know, this is a requel or whatever and all this again. I was like, man, that's the part in the last movie that really, like, irked me and made me mad because, if you remember, we did review the last Scream movie together. We talked about how like they were taking a shot at certain movies or certain types of horror, the elevated horror type, movies. This one, they didn't do that, and I was happy for that, but they were like riding that edge that I was like, shut the fuck up. You don't need to do this in this movie.
Well, I think they were, that's part of the whole Scream thing, is talking about the current tropes and trends in the horror genre. And the whole franchise thing, yes, but it was a little less on the nose than it usually is, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Of all of the whole, like, the rules, this is what movie we're in. I think it's probably not my favorite.
Yeah, because like,
monologue.
what does like the franchise make unique about it? You know what I mean? Because like it's the same rules as before, and they were basically just giving sequel rules again.
Well, and the problem was that the rules that she listed, the whole stakes, anything goes, didn't really follow through.
Yeah,
it did not. It definitely did not. Before we get into other spoilers, I do have a script here that I'm supposed to be reading from.
Okay.
I always forget this.
Yeah.
So, Scream 6, what it's about. In the next installment, the survivors of the Ghostface killings leave Woodsboro behind and start a fresh chapter in New York City.
Not so fresh.
Not so fresh.
Sorry, guys.
No, I mean, I like the whole idea of moving it out of Woodsboro because let's be real. How many times are you going to do this story? How many people are going to come to Woodsboro to be like, I want to be the fucking killer? But what better way to do it than being Ghostface? You know what I mean?
Mm.
Everyone had more than an idea of reason to like, all right, the first two movies for sure. The third movie, yeah, I kind of get, you haven't seen it. I kind of get why he would want to do it. But like even the last movie to me felt a little like, come on, come up with something better. Come up with a good, reason. Not every person that wants to kill people, not saying anybody here, would say, all right, I want to be Ghostface. You know what I mean? Like, I just find that weird. Like in real life, these movies are a movie, right? And if you look at the movie inside the movie, people are watching this movie and then being such, fans that they're doing that.
Okay, I could kill someone.
Right, but you don't see people then
That
putting
wasn't me saying
Ghostface.
That was them in the movies.
All I'm saying is you don't see people putting on the Ghostface mask and killing people and trying to do what they do in the movie to people here. You know what I mean? Like I know it's not real, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All
to
right.
an extent.
I feel like that's one of the things that these past two movies have kind of really struggled with is getting like good killers with good motives. I feel like if you go back to the first four, they're all pretty good and the motives like are all believable, but like I don't know. I feel like they're trying to figure out a way to make it not related to Cindy and still make it make sense.
It's not Cindy, babe.
Cindy, oh god, I'm thinking of a scary movie. We watched Scary Movie the other night.
Cindy!
No, Sydney. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like they still haven't really found a good reason. I guess that I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I liked the whole vilifying Sam online.
But that
I
didn't
liked-
even make sense because like Sydney and Gail can back up her claims. They saw the killers too. You know what I mean?
Well,
It doesn't fucking matter. We got the mob mentality online. And it's a conspiracy theory thing.
I guess so, yeah.
The subreddit was called Woodsboro Truthers.
Yeah, but come on, how big is that subreddit gonna be? You know what I mean? Like,
Big enough.
is it
All
gonna
they
have-
need is people to kill her.
I don't really buy these fucking news outlets running with this theory too on national news, being like, by the way, I saw on the subreddit that
I'm sorry. Have you seen any news lately at all?
Okay.
She's
Well,
right.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
No, I will say that most of these last two movies, it feels very shoehorned in, like the idea of, all right, these killers have to be connected to this somehow. And like, I did get what I wanted with this movie at the end, which we're going to get to that a little later, but I feel like, yeah, it's got to be a Scream movie, right? So it has to be connected somehow to this, but there has to be a jumping off point of what how many different ideas can you do to come back to this same fucking story? You know what I mean? And again, when we're talking about the beginning and showing who the killer kind of was, that idea of them being film students and they went and killed their film teacher, which ripped to my girl, Samara Weaving. I wanted her to have a little bit bigger of a role in this, but I get it. Hey, it's fine. I like that because I felt like that was going to be like a fresh take. Like they don't have any reason to be, connected to the main girl anymore. They're just film students and fuck, we're just going to, recreate these killings or kill people because whatever, which you could then say Richie from the last movie was sort of like that, but he was still connected because he was dating the main girl. So I don't know. That's I want something new, I guess. You know what I mean? But then it wouldn't be Scream, right?
Yeah, it'd be a different movie.
Yeah, I guess.
All right, buddy.
Sorry. Where to watch this right now? Only in theaters, obviously. It just came out.
Yep. That was easy.
Did you know? Yeah, I know, right? It was released on March 10th, 2022. As of this 2023, sorry. What year is this?
Oh.
I don't know. It was written by James Vanderbilt and Guy Busick, directed by Matt. This is gonna hurt my
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Bettinelli Olpin. So there's a dash there. I don't know if he took another name or something.
Okay.
And Tyler Gillette, also known as Radio Silence.
Yeah, those guys are pretty good. Let's see, what else did they do? They did Ready or Not, right?
Ready or Not, yep.
Have you guys seen that?
I have. That's also got Samara Weaving in it. And if you had a very keen eye when they were going down into the subway to get on the train, there is a girl dressed up just like her from Ready or Not in the wedding dress with the fucking the shotgun shells across her
that's
chest
awesome.
and stuff. I was like, all right.
I
fuck
saw a couple of those too because you also see somebody dressed as Mojo Jojo,
Yep,
and that's like the guy that did Ghostface voice, which is awesome.
And then obviously at the party, there's a girl dressed up as Wednesday because fucking of course.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you think about it, let's say the Wednesday show wasn't big and Jenna Ortega wasn't in it. I feel like there would still be somebody dressed as Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
It's an iconic character at this point. So, speaking of Jenna Ortega, this movie is starring Jenna Ortega as Tara Carpenter, Melissa Barrera as Sam Carpenter, Jasmine Savoy Brown as Mindy Meeks Martin, Mason Gooding as Chad Meeks Martin, weird fucking name, Courtney Cox as Gail Weathers, Dermot Mulroney, fuck, I can't talk today, Mulroney as Detective Bailey, Liana Liberato as Quinn Bailey, Jack Champion, what a fucking name.
Wow.
Fucking good ass name. Good
As
for you.
Ethan Landry. If that's my stage name, because let's be real, most people have stage names. What are you going to be called?
Jack Champion.
Champion. You sure you don't want to go? Shut the fuck up. It's Champion. Write it down.
It's two thick names. Like those are solid names.
Oh, I
both
know.
of them.
Right. Jack and Champion.
Yeah.
Together,
I don't know, man.
unstoppable.
I feel like that name sets the bar too high. Like, I don't know if I can live up to it.
You know, you're kind of right because, like, any role he gets, you're going to be like, oh,
They
man,
be
it's starring
fucking
Jack
good.
Champion. This is going to be amazing. And then he's like, hey, guys, what's up?
Hey.
Here. And you know what? He was like that for like the whole movie. God damn it. But then you got people like, Tom Cruise, which that's not his name.
That's not his name?
No. Fuck, what is it? It's something like, it's Tom, but it's something else. It's like super
Say it.
mundane.
No.
No.
Did he think that Cruz was like a badass last name or
It's
something?
Tom Cruise Mopather?
Mopather, yeah.
fourth.
Mopather or something, yeah.
Mopather. It's still Tom Cruise.
Yeah. My favorite stage name story is Michael Keaton is not Michael Keaton because his real name is fucking Michael Douglas, but Michael Douglas is his stage name. So Michael Douglas is an actor, right? But that's his stage name. But Michael Douglas, his real stage name now is Michael Keaton, but his name is Michael Douglas.
Dude, I'm so fucking confused.
See? So the original Batman.
Trav needs a visual aid for this.
The original Batman, Michael Keaton, his real name is Michael,
Michael
Douglas. But because Michael Douglas, the actor, was
Actual
already...
name.
No, that's his stage name.
What the fuck is his actual name?
Watch it be like Michael Keaton. That'd be funny. No, but because he was registered in SAG or whatever it is before him, well, he can't now be his real name. And also, would you want to spell it a little differently and have two fucking...
Dude, he
know?
could just be Doug Michaels.
He could... Oh.
Yeah.
Starring
that's
Doug
pretty-
Michaels. I'd be here.
That's
for
a
that.
Jack Champion.
What a lame
Jack
name though, Doug Michaels.
Yeah.
That's not
yeah.
again. It sounds like your like intro to creative writing class. Like come up with a character. Doug Michaels.
If I were to make it, I wouldn't make it Michael Keaton. I'd make it Michael Tunkey.
Tunky.
I feel like it has a better ring to it.
I
You
love-
stand
Tunky.
out
I
more.
love how she just stared at you. It didn't
You're gonna
say-
get. You're gonna get
I
some
had to
good
think about it.
credits.
No, I had to think
I
about
got
that
it
because I was like,
immediately.
it sounds good.
It does sound good. It doesn't sound good. It sounds terrible.
We also
Stared at
got
you, dude.
Josh Segura as Danny Brackett, Hayden Panettiere as Kirby
Wait,
Reed.
Danny Brackett?
Danny
Yeah.
Brackett, that's his
Oh,
name. That's
dude,
a-
come on. That is like a callback to Halloween right there.
I mean, why
Danny
not, right?
Brackett. And then they
Well-
also have somebody named Nancy Loomis, and that's the fucking actor that played Annie.
Yep. And then, I mean, obviously Sam and Tara Carpenter. I mean, that's a direct,
My favorite thing about that is that it makes her name actually Sam Loomis, since her dad's Billy Loomis.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Good old Skeet Ulrich.
Ooh. What a name.
I know, right? That's got to be a fucking. Look it up. That's got to be a
It's- I
stage
think it's his
name.
actual name.
They did not work as hard on the de-aging for him this time.
No.
You know
It's
what?
like, all right, we're gonna put him in reflections this time.
I wish they just said fuck it. Just I know they're trying to make it seem like he died and he was young still and that's what he is. Nah, just show him how he looks and that's how she would know him as like, okay, he's an old dude and this is what I'm seeing and whatever. But you're right. They didn't put that much money on the de-aging this time.
I thought it would have been cool if, like, whenever she was looking into like the little monument of his ghost face, if it actually like overlaid his face where the head was supposed to be, and he's just like kind of talking to her in the quote.
I thought they would do that too, or as she became more like him. Because if you notice, they were showing like her face and his face like side by side. I thought they were
Mhm.
gonna slowly like move them together. So
Ooh.
then when she finally turns, it's like, I'm fucking here. Let's go. You know what I mean? I thought that would have been cool. But when they did that, it would go on the ghost face or the the costume
Mhm.
where it should be. I was like, ah, damn, you missed a great opportunity for that. Because
Dude, that would be awesome.
right, they had a lot of good like cinematic shots in this too, where they were, on the train, like that was fucking amazing, I thought. So for them to like, I don't want to say drop the ball on that. Maybe it was low hanging fruit, and they didn't want to do that because it's like, well, obviously,
They thought about it and like,
right,
probably
like,
not. Probably not.
but just saying, if you want pointers, I'm here. I could show you how to shoot your movie. I mean, We also got, like I said, Samara Weaving as Laura Crane. I didn't even know they said her name.
I don't think they did.
I didn't think they did.
Well, maybe they did because they said something about their teacher.
I'm
Is it-
sure it was like listed somewhere what her name was. It just wasn't really given a big spotlight in the movie itself.
Probably. I would assume so. This is rated R for strong, bloody violence and language throughout, and brief use of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of face stabbing in this movie.
Yeah.
So I want to
You're
talk
a
about...
big fan of the face stab.
Yeah, I want to talk about that for a second. Like, this movie, even though the last one was a little gorier than normal, like, they had the one through the throat and everything, this one was like, fuck it, we're just going to stab everything a million times. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus, they fucking... I want to count on how many times someone got stabbed in this movie.
I think the ending there with Sam when she stabbed
Oh, she
him,
went
like
for
it was
it.
like 50 times.
Oh, my God, it was
I think
a
it was
lot.
fitting because she was telling her therapist at the beginning. She's like, "Yeah, I stabbed him like 25 times." And
And slit his
Yeah.
throat and then shot him in the head.
yeah, yeah.
Wild. And then even Chad, like, got fucking destroyed, but somehow was like, meh, I'm fine.
I don't
we're
see
good."
how he lived.
Okay, so that's my biggest gripe with this movie is there's no stakes. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you feel it, but at the same time, you can get stabbed in the stomach and just go, whatever. I'm just gonna be here. It's cool.
Well, it was him and what's
Jenna
it-
Ortega, when she falls off the thing at the end, gets stabbed in the fucking
Yeah.
stomach,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Taser.
fine.
Yep, we're good.
Yeah.
All good.
That
here.
I
happened
think
in the
they
last one,
forgot
too.
she was stabbed in the stomach at the end because all they did was wrap up her arm, and they
Yeah.
were like,
Oh my
"Oh
God.
man, we completely forgot about the internal organ damage."
You're kind of right. Yeah.
And then also, the Chad's sister gets fucking slit on the arm and then gets stabbed too, on the train. And I'm not talking like a nice stab either. He's like fucking in there and just. She comes back at the end running like she's fine. Like, hey guys,
She's
what's
on
up?
drugs.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's
She did
gonna.
say she was drugged.
Are they
heavily.
gonna release her ass from the hospital?
They said that she
See,
made
and-
her way out. Like she forced her way
That
out.
was the thing, is that in the last one, Jenna Ortega spent almost the entire movie in a hospital
Right,
Mhm.
for getting stabbed.
recovering from her attack at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's like in this one, we just completely forgot about recovery time. But at the same time, like we had this nice moment of Mindy saying that she doesn't want to get hurt again.
Yeah.
Like she's actually literally afraid of getting hurt after what's happened to her so far. But then the stakes of being hurt aren't.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I got hurt again, but it's cool. I'm on drugs.
I think that they realized last movie they went too far killing Dewey. And they're like, nah, we're gonna pull back this
Exactly.
time.
We can't kill all the
We're not
characters.
gonna talk about how they did my man Dewey wrong there.
I
'cause-
know. I'm
Let's-
so
Okay.
happy that we got Dewey's theme in the movie.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and Gail has her moment talking about found family and all of that. And then Dewey's theme plays, and next to me, Travis just goes, "Oh,
I miss him, man.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
I'm not gonna lie. I made oh, that's his theme. Oh yeah, my boy right there. But he's dead. Went out like a bitch. Whatever. It's funny too though. They showed like a drawing of him, in that
Yeah.
in the shrine whatever part,
Yeah.
or whatever you'd call it, like shrine, museum,
Shrine.
kill box.
Well, became one.
Yeah. It was really weird to me watching the movie why that was there. Obviously it makes sense, but like I was like, so these two film guys somehow got all this stuff and then made a secured place with a key card, which by the way, I want my house to be a key card now. Just swipe it to get in. I want that. But it just didn't make any sense to me. Obviously, I should have went, dude, it's not them. But I don't know. It just felt like super awkward and weird to me at that point. And then obviously once it's revealed, you're like, oh, well, that makes sense. Him and his dad
Yeah.
did all this and he was a cop. So him saying, well, how could somebody get all this? Well, if you're a cop, it'd be real easy. And I was like,
That's true. Yeah.
that's him.
But still, the building part, like, what the fuck is that? In New York City, too?
You know how much money
oh
that
my
would be in rent?
God."
Even
Yeah.
though like it's broken and, old and shitty. Like, nah, that's fucking like $6,000 a month right there. More than that, probably
No, I
15.
have a feeling they weren't paying rent for that place.
Well, yeah, it was probably cop whatever and
Or it's just
under the
abandoned,
books.
and they were like, we need somewhere to put all these fucking cloaks and knives.
I guess.
You know what really bothered me about the whole mask thing? I liked the concept of, okay, we're dropping the masks from each of the killers, except they're only dropping one per pair, which
Right.
doesn't make any sense when you're thinking of like a countdown moment
Yeah.
because they each had their own masks and they've got the mannequins for each of the 9 killers.
That's true.
But then they're like, oh, this mask has the DNA of both Charlie Walker and Joe Roberts. They had their own masks.
Right. So what did they do?
Drop
Smash
one
them
and drop
together
the
and yeah.
Yeah.
Make them kiss.
Right. Also, what was the real goal of that when you think about it? Like, yeah, it's to get Sam to put on the mask at the end, but why does that them leaving a mask there matter?
It doesn't, but like they were writing the movie and they're like, it'd be pretty cool. And like they don't have a reason why, but it's like, yeah, it'd be cool.
I wish they'd like maybe that had been a premise of one of Richie's home films,
That would
like a countdown type thing. So
Yeah.
they're like doing it. They're not only avenging him, but they're kind of like making a tribute movie for him.
that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
See, we've got like so many good ideas already on this one
We
podcast.
say
We
it-
could have improved.
Yeah.
it.
Radio
I mean,
silence.
we say it
Are
on
you
our
listening?
own
So-
podcast all the time, but hire us, Hollywood.
Yeah.
We got some ideas. We're kicking around some good stuff over here. I think there was one
Steve.
episode where I wrote a movie.
Yeah, if you need any movie written, just go to Steve. He'll write it in
Dude,
fucking
you
10
did that
minutes.
on our show. You did that
Oh.
for Tucker and Dell,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
sequel idea is one of the most
There you go.
amazing
There you go.
ideas for a sequel ever.
I I tell my wife all the time when we're watching a movie together, I'll be like, hey, this is probably about to happen. Oh, look, it's happening. Yep, look at that. I should write this and whatever. And she's like, huh? Oh, what? How? I'm like, context clues, bro. Like, you're watching the movie and it's pointing all this to this thing to happen. Pay attention.
All
Get off
these
your
red
fucking phone.
hats.
Yeah, all these hats that are red. Look at them. They're in the
Not even
background,
red
Randy.
herrings anymore, just red hats.
Well, that's what I'm calling it from now on. Man, that's a red hat. Oh, wait. Do we really want to talk about red hats? It's taking you guys way too long.
I know.
What's up?
Trump.
Just going back to Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were
Okay,
going to go
nah.
with like Paddington or something.
What? Paddington. Look, okay, I will applaud
thought I said
everybody
it
for
was
not
blue.
going there, though.
That's right.
So that's
That's
fine.
okay.
Don't tell me
It
you're
could be
Okay.
red.
It's good. Whatever. Scream
No,
6.
I'm not overly familiar with Paddington.
okay.
Apparently, Paddington
not
2
either.
is like one of the greatest movies of all time, and we need to watch it
So
and,
I've heard.
and cry together because it's that
it red?
good.
I think it's red. I don't know.
It is red. Paddington has a red hat.
Oh, I thought you were saying. I think it's rad.
Oh,
Like Paddington 2 is rad.
it
Like,
is. Well,
that's
I mean, it's
the-
rad as well. It's rad and
It's on
red.
the
Paddington.
poster from Randy. It's rad.
It's rad. I like it. Scream 6, runtime, 123 minutes. I don't think this was too long or too short. I think it's right where it needs to be for this type of movie. A lot of shit happens, but it does feel cohesive. Like, it doesn't feel like there's any wasted moment in this movie. It doesn't feel like something shouldn't be there. I will say,
Oh no, I'm
Is this
surprised at
movie
that
2 hours
runtime.
long?
yeah.
What the fuck? I did
And-
not feel like
Yeah,
it.
no, we were talking about it on the way home last night. 'Cause we loved it, absolutely loved it. But it was really one of those movies that it just feels like I didn't want it to end when it got to the end.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm
okay.
surprised to hear it, especially because Travis was like, "Yeah, kind of like with Terrifier 2," and I was like, "No, I was ready for
Oh.
that movie to end
Yeah.
because it was about 20 minutes
That
too
movie
long."
was actually well over 2 hours.
So hearing that this was 2 hours
That
is
blows my mind.
shocking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the biggest compliment you can give to any movie is I wish it was longer. I wish we stayed here. You know what I mean? I will definitely agree with you that Terrifier 2 was way too fucking long. Now,
Yeah.
did I like it? I liked it, but I didn't
Oh, fuck yeah.
understand the 30-minute fucking I'm underwater, but now you're pulling me up, but then I'm fucking coming out of this pit. Now I'm reborn, but I'm not reborn. Now I'm in this weird fucking dream with all these people on shit and they're blowing up and all these people are... What?
It's demon shit.
I mean-
No, the guy is still he's making good shit right now, but he's still a pretty fresh director.
Yeah.
He hard overcorrected for the lack of character development in the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no, I heard that because he doesn't have an editor, he's doing it all. That
Yeah.
he just
Oh, he does.
right. Nobody's
He
there
wears
to say,
every hat on set.
right, which
He's
is
writer, director, editor, makeup artist. Like he does
for
it
him.
all.
yeah. I mean, props to him, but you need somebody beside you going, "Hey, guy, you don't need the 30-minute weird ass scene that only you understand."
Yeah.
Cut it.
Yeah.
So, all right, budget time. What do we think it costs to make Scream 6? We're gonna guess. We're gonna go
A lot.
to Randy first, though. Don't look.
I'm not looking. I've been trying to avoid your phone the entire time.
Yeah, this is new for you because you can see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck. I strategically put my liquid death can in front of it so you can't eyeball it. No, fucking. Oh, you can see it. Shit.
75.
75.
Damn.
75. Okay. What do you guys think?
I am gonna guess more along the lines of 15 million.
That's a
I'm
big,
gonna go right
big gap there.
between the two of you and say about 35.
See now, like
35 to 40.
even some of the more recent like Halloween movies, I think like they're only getting like what 20 million. You know, like these movies
Yeah.
don't really demand a huge budget. You
Yeah,
gotta,
but
like,
also like the Halloween movies, that was coming from Blumhouse, and
That's
even though
true.
that was like big budget, Blumhouse has really tight purse strings.
you're
so
right. You're right. You said 30. No, you know what? I'm keeping it at 15.
He's
I have faith
keeping
in
it.
myself.
Actual retail budget, $35 million.
Damn.
What up?
Look at you.
I swear I didn't look it up. I'm just really good at this.
Well, I mean, it makes sense when you think about it, right? Like, it's not like there's so much going on or there's giant special effects or CG or like huge names. Yeah, I mean, obviously Courtney Cox is a little big. Hayden Panettiere coming back. Maybe it was like, give me a little check.
She's not
check."
really. I think that probably the one that demanded the most, like, or had the most right to, is probably Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, at this
Like,
point. But you got to think in the first movie, she was probably not as big, and maybe you don't know, she could have signed a deal or something like that, and it's like, okay,
That's
well, you're
true.
gonna be in this for how many movies, and
Yeah.
sign up for a
I feel like she
Yeah.
probably had like a contingent contract.
They got
like-
her like right before she blew up, so they
Yeah.
probably saved some money there.
And it's funny, like, I know she was on Saturday Night Live last night, but like nobody's really talking about her in this movie. You know what I mean? Like they're not like, oh man, go see Jenna Ortega in the new Scream. It's like, oh, just go see the new Scream. You know, it's like she's not the
Yeah.
main attraction.
I think she had.
Yeah,
her-
I'm kind of surprised.
I think she.
She
had
was
her run
definitely
for
the main
Wednesday.
attraction in the last one. Not like name power, but like she stole the show
Yeah,
in
And
part
her
5.
scenes.
Yeah.
I agree. What were you gonna say, Randy?
I think she had her time to shine when Wednesday was on.
Mm-hmm.
People were all about it once it first came out, but now it's just back to normal. So anything that she's in, it's not like, oh, I got to go see Jenna Ortega. It's just, oh, I'm gonna go see this movie real quick.
Oh look,
I think
Jenna's in it.
horror
All right.
fans,
Yeah.
horror fans are probably going to cling to her more. Than,
Yeah,
like,
I mean, she
general
was in
audience.
she was in X. She was in what the fuck's the movie I'm thinking about?
Oh.
Let's see what else. She's in X.
She was in You season 2.
Is she?
Yeah, she really wanted to come back for season 4, but she was filming Wednesday at the same time they were filming.
Babysitter 2,
Oh, that's what I was
Uh,
thinking of. Babysitter 2. Yep.
and yeah, obviously Scream and Wednesday. So yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, not bad, not bad. All right. Rotten Tomatoes score time. We're gonna guess now. Again, because this is fluid, it could change based off of this was March 11th when I wrote these down. So if you're listening to this in the future, whoops. But what do we
Oops.
think? The audience score and the critic score. Sorry, critics first, audience score second. What do we think that would be right now out of 100%? Again, going to Randy first.
67, 76.
67 critics, 76 audience.
Yep.
Okay.
Locked in.
I'm gonna go. Critics giving it like a 87,
Oh, all right.
and audience giving it like an 80.
What score does it need to be certified fresh?
I think it's
50 or 60. I don't know.
No, I think it's in the
That's
90s.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think it's got to be in the 90s to be certified
Ah,
fresh.
You know what? I
Okay.
hope it's not certified fresh, so they don't put that shit on the cover
Well,
of the Blu-ray.
no. So see, here's what I'm thinking, because the last one was certified fresh, and I know this because you were incensed
One of my
about
least favorite
the-
trends
Yeah.
here lately is they put that shit
Um,
on DVD covers.
yeah.
and it drives me wild.
And I think this one was way better than the last one. So I think this one is, if it's not certified fresh now, it's on track to become so.
Okay.
So I think both scores are gonna be the audience score. I'm gonna say 91 right
Okay.
now. Critics score maybe like 80 right now,
Okay.
but I think there's still room for growth with that.
Yeah, again, it's a fluid thing. It's going to change. But
Mhm.
as of March 11th, critic score 76, audience score 93.
Fuck.
Okay.
All right.
So if it is in the 90s, it is certified fresh. Look it up, Randy. What does it got to be
Wait.
certified fresh?
Oh.
Yeah.
We
I
need to know
fucking
these
hate
things.
Rotten Tomatoes.
The critics are
Suck.
70, you said?
76.
76.
Yeah.
Now
36.
to be
A little higher than I thought it would be. I thought it maybe 69, nice, in like low 70s, but
a
76,
consistent tomatometer score of 75 or higher.
Oh, okay, that's
At least 5 reviews from top critics.
okay. Ooh.
Films and wide release must have minimum of 80 reviews.
Okay.
Films in limited release need to have 40.
Okay, so probably critic score needs to be over 75
Mhm.
because to me that would
A
be higher to
consistent
get to.
tomatometer,
Yeah.
yeah.
So right now, certified fresh, it's 76.
That's such a weird
Yeah.
rating.
Fucking Rotten Tomatoes. How do they get away with anything? Because it could be the best movie you ever seen. Yeah, 10. Whatever. All right. What or who was your favorite character in this movie, Randall? Ooh.
Probably Sam Carpenter.
Really?
Yeah.
Care
She
to-
was,
Yep.
I think mainly at the end. She went into it.
Mm-hmm.
She finally just said, "Fuck it,
We're
put on the
going.
mask.
Yep.
I'm gonna start stabbing bitches."
We're going full Skeet
She was
Ulrich
going for
here.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that she did that. And then Jenna comes in,
Yeah.
says something, and it's just like, and she just fucking gets it.
Well, no, I liked it because she was just like, I don't need to be my dad. I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
I thought like, okay, she's gonna let him live, and then Jenna's like, giving her the look of, oh
Yeah.
my
Are
god.
you gonna fucking kill him?
Well, no, like at first
At
you're
fir-
like,
yeah.
and then she's like, no, fuck this guy, and
fucking
just,
get it.
right in the goddamn
Yeah.
eyeball. Also, I do want to talk about how you can be stabbed in the mouth through, like, I guess the back of your head, and then just be fine.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So that the brother, one of the 3 killers, when Jenna Ortega stabs him in the fucking mouth,
Oh yeah,
and she's just like,
yeah.
whatever. That's a good, whatever.
Yeah. Let's clip that.
Let's do it. And then I don't know if she like pushed it through or whatever was going on there, but then he gets back up and tries to run at them at the end.
Oh yeah.
Not to be morbid, but there have been stories online of people, putting a gun in their mouth and
Oh yeah.
surviving. So
Sure, but it is a movie too. And
Yeah.
you need the quick scare fucking thing like they do in every movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. It's fine. It's whatever. Who was your favorite character, guys?
You got one?
I'm pretty sure I said Mindy last time, but I'm gonna stick
Mindy.
with her this time.
Yeah.
I feel like she's got a lot going on. She gets the fun screen moments. Her wardrobe I find really interesting as well. I really wanted more Quinn on screen because I liked the moments we got with her. And I hate that we had like her at the beginning and then her at the end, but almost none of her in the middle.
Yeah, there's like really no build up for her to be one of the killers.
There
She's
isn't.
just like, oh yeah, and,
Yeah.
and he's my brother.
Oh,
Like, okay,
cool. The only part that like weirded me out when they were talking about how she died, right, is thinking of how do they set that up? Okay, the dad is a cop, so he can get a fucking dead body or something, right? But how does he get it in the room? Like, so you're
How does he
seeing,
sneak it in there?
right? Like, is he just walking up the stairs with a fucking body in a body bag or something, or like folded up in a suitcase or something? And
do
also,
they like just? Sorry, did they just like take his word for it too? Did they not do any additional testing and be like, "Yep, this is actually that girl," but instead, like they, like I just figured like they would know at a certain point, like they would be able to identify her.
that's the only like, well, not the only omission of like, this is kind of, yeah, it's fine, it's a movie, just go over it, you know what I mean? But you would think like, okay, if he is the cop, he even says in the early part of the movie, like, oh, this could be, a conflict of interest. I don't need the case. I'll give it to somebody else. And I should have went, that's the fucking guy who I'm not lying. Trust me. I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So, I mean, beyond that though, there's not a lot that points to her being involved though, right?
No.
Now, you could go with the trope of, did we see her die on screen? No, right? So that's the whole Scream thing, is if you don't see somebody actually die, they're not dead.
Okay, but let's go back to the 1996 original. We saw Billy Loomis die on screen, and then he comes back at the end.
Yeah.
Well, did we see him die? I didn't see a flat line in like, no, I'm joking. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, so I mean, it is a weird trope of movies, but especially the Scream movies, I would say after the first one then is when they really show that, or they get into that, like, oh, person's not dead, so they could be back. Oh, there they are. Yep, not dead.
If I had to pick a favorite character, I think I'm actually just gonna go with like the Ghostface in this one, because I feel like this is probably one of my favorite Ghostface.
That
in all of
moment
Scream.
of them simultaneously.
Dude, I fucking had the
yeah.
biggest smile. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
That was
And
cool.
I thought we were talking about it. We thought that there was gonna be like 3 or 4 because you got the detective
I have
dude.
been wanting 3 Ghostface for so long,
Mhm.
and we almost got there.
See,
Almost.
I thought that we could maybe have 4 because whenever she was doing the rules, she was saying it's a sequel, everything's doubled body count, blah
Oh
blah
yeah,
blah,
yeah.
and I was like, oh, does that mean we get like doubled Ghostface? But like
Nope.
it's still just 2. But I feel like this is probably the most aggressive we've ever seen one be before. Like
Oh, yeah.
just like straight up going into a fucking store like this right here,
Look
and
at
then
that.
just killing everybody in the store.
I mean, that's Jack Champion for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack Champion right there.
Fucking
Man.
just
Is that
being a
Jack Champion?
champion. I think
Jack
that would have been the cop, honestly, with the way he's going in and knowing what to do and holding the gun and everything like we talked about. Now, obviously, his dad could have, if that was Jack Champion,
Dude,
his
look at that
dad
right
could
there.
have
See,
showed him. Right.
one-handed shotgun. Dude, Jack Champion, I guess, could do that,
He
but
could.
like if you look at him, that's not Jack Champion.
Yeah. So the scene where they, do the double knife clean, which I was like, that's fucking tight. I didn't think it was going to be the kids that like reveal themselves. I thought he was like, hey, I'm the bad guy, and these are like some other cop buddies that are just helping me out. Like, because the way they look like they were built. So then when it's revealed that, oh, it's the sister, I was like, well, she's like fucking
Dude.
4 foot tall, but she's the same height when she's in Ghostface. Like, come on.
That's what I was thinking about Hayden Panettiere, like, because like she's well under 5
Teeny
feet tall,
tiny.
Yeah.
and like if they're saying, "Oh, he's been Ghostface this entire time," like no fucking way, she's not standing eye to eye with any of those people.
No, as soon as he said that, I was just like, what's her fucking motive then? There's no motive there. You know what I mean? Like, why would she
Yeah.
care about Sam? Like, she doesn't. So I was like, well, that just made me go, that's the fucking murderer right there. And I was right. Not like it matters. Anyways, my favorite character in this movie is the sexy neighbor. Only because he is just there being a good dude, man.
Excuse
I
me,
thought it was
his name is
sexy.
Cute Boy,
Cute.
not Sexy Neighbor.
Yeah,
Okay,
Cute
whatever.
Boy.
Steve.
I was wondering,
What's
is
up?
he credited as Cute Boy?
No,
It's
he's
good, sexy
credited as
neighbor.
Danny Brackett.
As what?
Danny Brackett.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, no, I thought for sure that he would just be Cute Boy because I did he ever actually get his
Yes.
name? We did. No, I don't pay attention.
Can I just okay? I was gonna say we saw it when she gets a phone call from him. I was super annoyed by her phone every single time she got a call
It looked
because the
weird.
decline button is on the left and the answer button is on the right.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's common for anybody else, but mine is the opposite.
I wonder if it's a copyright, or not copyright, but like a weird thing that you have to do if you're not paying a cell phone company to have your phone in the movie. So you
What kind
can't
of phone
like
was it?
show, it wasn't, they didn't show anything. So if you've ever watched an Apple, TV show, they have all Apple stuff and they prominently show that they're using Apple stuff.
Mhm.
I've seen like Sony films, like any Spider-Man film, they'll have Sony phones and stuff, right? And you can see that it's the UI and everything that it is. I think a movie like this, where you don't have licensing to do that, you have to show a fake whatever. And because of that, they might have to show it
We
differently.
swap it.
Right.
So I've actually read that Apple doesn't allow
If you're a bad guy.
people in movie if like you can't have a villain use an Apple product. So if like somebody's being kind of shady and their phone is very much noticeably not an Apple phone, you can kind of be like, they might be the bad guy.
That's weird because Steve Jobs every day of his life dressed like a movie villain.
Yeah, he's kind of a psycho.
Dressed like, you mean
In his own way.
he was
Well-
a fucking villain.
I mean, I was gonna steer away from all of that.
Oh yeah, we're not
yeah,
gonna. We're, yeah,
fucking-
no. That could be a whole another podcast. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, any favorite part or scene in this movie, Randall?
I mean, if I had to pick, it'd probably that scene that you guys were just talking about, the whole knife, the fucking both at the same time.
Okay,
That was
yeah,
pretty legit.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get. Yeah. What do you guys got?
So one of the things that I really loved about the move from Woodsboro to New York is that it's so crowded there, but it doesn't make any difference. Like
Yeah.
being around people is not protecting them at all. And I think that's really well exemplified in the bodega scene where they go in there and you're like, okay, cool, they're gonna get help, and this is just gonna be like a scare tactic of the ghost face. But no, the ghost face would have actually killed them if they hadn't managed to trick them with the can throwing and all of that.
Yeah, because he had the Billy Loomis mask on him. He
Mhm.
could have just put it on her and
Yeah.
boom. Yeah.
Yeah, they were fully ready to just like do whatever destruction they needed to do in public, and I think that scene really was like, okay, we're gonna go there with it.
I'm happy that it started with that one because that's like a really cool scene to set the tone for what type of villain he is
I mean,
this time.
even the phone call with Samara Weaving at the beginning, and it's not like we've never had the opening scene take place in public because we've got Scream 2, which they're kind of mirroring this because this is a sequel to the requel.
Oh yeah.
But something about being in a crowded restaurant, you just feel like you're going to be safe. And even stepping outside, not that far from the front of the restaurant, you feel like you're going to be safe. And then she's just like,
And then she's like, "Oh, you mean this dark alley?"
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Credit to her too. I thought she killed the fucking 2 minutes she was in this movie. Like albeit she has a soft spot in my heart. I like her as an actress. And because again, she's been in like so many movies that a lot of people will be like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." Like, there's a movie called Mayhem that came out with the guy from Walking Dead. That movie's fucking awesome, but she didn't need to be. She didn't need to be in that movie. You know what I mean? So people who take roles like that, I'm just championing them.
Championing them?
Thank you.
I was just so happy for her that she got to be Australian.
Touche. Yep. She just showed up.
Just for once, she got to be Australian.
I like it. Yeah, no, it was great. For me, favorite part or scene, I kind of touched on it earlier about them like almost going with them, showing the killer right off the bat. I thought that would have been such a fresh take and a cool twist of like the regular formula that they go with. I like that it. After watching the whole movie, I like that it did that and didn't actually go with it. But I still want to see them try a movie and step out of their comfort zone and change the formula a little bit. So it got me a little like excited. I'm not let down that how it turned out, but I still wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I were to pick a favorite moment, I think I'd do the subway scene. Because I think it's cool that you have not only like this it's kind of like the same thing you were talking about, like a very crowded environment, and you also have all these people just dressed in all these Halloween costumes, so you get to like look at that, and that's fun to
God, this movie is full of all kinds of horror Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Like the two Argento stands at the beginning of the movie. Like, we were joking about it last night, but it's that meme of I'm in this picture and I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like all of the shit they had around their house. And I was like, oh, this looks a lot like, our home decor.
And I just kind of like that, having all of those different ghost face that you're kind of being suspicious of. And then whenever you have that one finally set their sight on Mindy, and like it even does the thing like where the lights go dark because they're in the tunnel, but like instead of just having the ghost face cut away, you can actually like see the silhouette just kind of move around and kind of do that thing where they reappear.
And I like that they tricked us with it, with the different. I like that they established the different masks because the whole time this ghost face is looking at her, I'm like, well, obviously it's not the killer because it's a newer mask.
That's what I was thinking.
And then it was like, oh, surprise, it is.
Just looking for that like that wrinkled one. Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
And I do like that Jack Champion is in there and you're suspecting him through the whole thing. But at that point, you're like, oh, I guess it's not him because he was there trying to help and whatever. But in reality, he's making that scene, even better because he is one of the killers. So would that have been his dad or would that have been the sister?
I think it was the sister.
Yeah.
I think so too.
They
because she doesn't do anything physical there, right? Yeah, so I'm
she
okay
just
with
covers Mindy's mouth and digs the knife in.
Yeah, I never suspected him as the killer though, because I felt like they were too on the nose about him being the killer. Like they kept beating that too many times. I was like, this guy's obviously going to be innocent, but then when he's actually the killer, it's like, okay, you fucking got me that time.
They boomed me. No, and I thought that same thing because in the last movie they do that with what the fuck's his name?
Jack Quaid.
Jack Quaid, yeah. Not Jack Champion, Jack Quaid. What the fuck's his name in it? I don't even remember. Anyways,
Richie.
Richie, that's it.
Yeah.
They do that same thing with him, right? Where they're like, when he's on this, it's probably, the love interest or whatever, this guy, and it ends up being him. And they did the same thing here. I'm like, really? They're going to do that and then continue it and shove it in our face? It's probably not going to be him.
They did that in the original Scream too, though. Like,
yeah, and I get
it's
that.
probably Billy.
Right.
And then it was.
Right. Are they having to hit the same story beats maybe, and that's why they're doing all this, but trying to do it in a fresh way? possibly.
Maybe.
My
Really
biggest thing that I saw online was somebody suggested Dermot Mulroney be replaced with Dennis Quaid. Love it.
That would have been
notes.
But then it would have been too. You would have known if you saw Dennis Quaid there. It's like, yeah, I'm here. I have no relation to this.
I
Just
have
my
a
daughter.
dead son, but it's definitely not
Yeah.
the dead kid from the last movie.
Well, it can't be. I'm an actor, right? So I'm paid to be here. We're no relation, but in reality, fuck everybody. All right. Any what the fuck moments for you guys from this movie? So like anything that was like made you go what the fuck?
I will say the opening was kind of like a what the fuck thing whenever they did take the mask off. And then, I mean, I'm used to the openings kind of toying with your expectations or like what all is really happening. So like whenever that guy took his mask off right away and then it keeps going to him like going home, I don't know. I kind of like that. But at the same time, I was a little bit worried that they were going to have them revealed because I'm not really for that. But, I don't know. I would have been along with the ride. Like I saw a lot of speculation that they were going to do like a cult of Ghostface type thing, which I thought was maybe going to be kind of done whenever you saw the shrine and like 7 or 6 different Ghostface. I was like, okay, then they're going to have all of these people actually like take one of those cloaks and go with it. But no.
To me, a couple of what the fuck moments, or I guess all of them, was how many times people got stabbed in this fucking movie. I know we talked about it. I know it's about being stabbed, but my God, did people get fucking stabbed in this movie?
It's not the amount of people that got stabbed. It's the amount of stabbing that happened.
Exactly.
With the people.
Oh my God. Like at the end when the dad's getting stabbed. Fuck. Wow.
Yeah, his arms are just like ground beef by the end.
I
She just kept stabbing his arms.
I think it's kind of fitting since the knockoff movies are stab.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too, right? So it's like, what the fuck? Like, okay, I get it. They're playing, and they're in a shrine of stab, right? If you look around, like it's all movie memorabilia from them or real life stuff, and you're kind of just like, all right. Also, the dude dying from getting the TV on him. Well, yes, he had a knife shoved in his mouth. That was the killing blow, but kind of weak. I wish it was like smashed on his head instead of him like tripping almost and it landing on him.
It looked like it was really light. Like
Right.
it kind of looked like it was made of foam.
Well, I mean, all the stuff had been, knocked out of it the first time it fell on somebody's head and killed him.
Yeah, he did not need a lot to be like finished off there. Like his HP bar was like at 1, like just the tiniest little nudge.
But I do know young people don't realize that those fucking TVs were heavy
as fuck.
but they weren't
they
that
were.
heavy. They ain't
Especially-
smashing your head
especially
open.
Not with everything that's already out of it.
I
like
think
you're
I
saying.
think Stu Mockers would have been because he was like from a rich house. That was a large screen, and so it had like proportionally was going to be a lot heavier.
True. Back in the 90s, a 32-inch TV was large. That thing cost $3,000. Like, fuck. Crazy shit. All right. It's time for something. You're not going to hear it, but we're going to play it. We're going to try to play it. The fun facts of the fucking week. There's music playing. Gotta figure that out. Anyways, there's times for my fun facts of the week. I don't have a lot. I got one big one, though, here to
I
start.
see that.
I'm
You
going
got
to try
a
not
fucking
to stumble through it.
paragraph.
Shut up. Nev Campbell stated on June 6, 2022, that she would not be reprising her role as Sidney Prescott after starring in the 5 previous entries due to a salary dispute with Paramount. Campbell's statement read, "As a woman, I have to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. If I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I have brought to the franchise. It has been a very difficult decision to move on. To all my Scream fans, I love you. You've always been so incredibly supportive to me. Forever grateful to you and to what this franchise has given me over the past 25 years." After Campbell announced that she wouldn't be reprising her role as Sidney, her former Scream co-star Matthew Lillard offered his support for her decision. Did Tom Cruise take less money from Maverick? He's asking, insisting that a woman should not be expected to take a smaller paycheck. He noted that Scream 5 was a smash hit and that Campbell should be paid accordingly.
Okay.
I got through that.
Okay. That was a very scripted thing that she had said.
Oh, for sure.
Like, ew.
For sure. Here's the next one that counteracts that one. Courtney Cox was the first cast member to sign up to return as Gale Weathers. She states that she did not hesitate to return because she loves playing Gale, and jokingly said that she'd even play it for free.
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, she's kind of set for life. She's
yeah, she's
riding
got
off
that.
Friends. You know what I mean? She gets millions a year for Friends.
Oh yeah, she's just like, hey, I'll whatever you want. I'm here. I
Well,
get that
and
Friends
she-
check monthly.
She also kind of fought for that role initially because they didn't
True.
think that she was right for the role of Gale Weathers. And, she fought to be in there, whereas Nev Campbell kind of.
She was a backup.
She was the initial choice for Sydney Prescott, and it worked out, and she's loved it. But I see both sides of that. Courtney Cox, she wants to enjoy this role while she can, whereas Nev Campbell is like, well, while I enjoy the role, I also want to really stick to
Set a good precedent.
yeah, like I know
Set a
my
good
worth,
Prescott.
and I'm not going to take any less for it.
Yeah, and I respect that decision. But at the same time, it does suck having one without her.
Yeah.
But also at the other same time, I think it's okay to move on without her because I don't feel like she really needs to be involved like at this point of the story.
I will say, I've said it before and I will say it again. I would have been completely content if her appearance in part 5 had ended with her on the phone telling Dewey, no offense, but I have no intention of ever returning to Woodsboro.
100%.
If that had been her entire appearance in the movie, I would have been satisfied.
I think that would have been a better kind of situation too, because like you're literally showing her like, what the fuck? I don't care about you. Who are you? You know what I mean? Like, why do I care to help you? I'm good. I got kids. I got a husband. I'm staying the fuck away. Now, wasn't she in New York though?
I don't know. Was she?
No, they just had like a throwaway line of Gail saying, Sydney and Mark and the kids are going somewhere safe.
Well, no, I meant in
That's really
Scream
all she
5.
said.
I swear to God, she was in New York. Like that's where they called
I
her
don't think
from.
so.
I remember.
Well, if they
Actually,
said in this
still-
movie that they're going somewhere safe, then maybe they are fleeing New York. You know what I mean?
Maybe I do like. I mean, a lot of people were, mad that she just gets this throwaway line, but like I was like, all right, that makes sense. Yeah, she doesn't want to be around.
Yeah.
Fuck this. I'm out. I've done with this how many times? Fuck 5 movies. Peace.
And they're not even like concerned with her anymore. Like
Right.
they're just on to like a new batch of people.
Exactly. Like why does nobody cares about her? Like, apparently not. So, all right, final decision time out of 10. We're going to give your score out of 10, what you would give this, why you would give it that score, and anything else you want to say. So we're going Randy first. I always like to hear what Randy does for the baseline.
Because it's short and sweet.
It maybe.
Most of the time.
Sure.
I'm going to give it a solid 7.
Yeah.
I was expecting this movie to
Yeah.
be fucking garbage. I don't know why, but it's on number 6. Like, it can't be that good. But watching the movie it's pretty solid. And it followed up Scream 5 pretty well, too.
Okay.
So I enjoyed what they did with
Okay.
everything.
All right. Fair. What do you got, guys?
This one, I was telling Jesse last night that it might be recency bias, but this is probably going to be one of my favorites in the entire series.
Oh, wow.
It's way, way better than Scream 5. Really, like, the only thing that holds it back for me is the ending and the killer's reveal. Because, like, I still, like I said before, I still think that they're struggling to figure that out. But I feel like they got everything else so right with this. It was so fun. Like, didn't even realize it was 2 hours. So I think I'm probably gonna land on like, I'm gonna give it like a 9.5 right now.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Good for you.
I'm very I mean that's very high. I'm very liberal with my high ratings.
I throw them out.
I also like, this is one of those. So with Scream 5, literally every time we've watched it, I've gone back and forth between if I like it or not.
Mhm.
Not like necessarily heavily dislike, but where I would place it amongst the other entries in the franchise. With this one, I don't see it oscillating as much, although it's hard to say because we saw it all of 14 hours ago.
Right.
So I'm still riding the high of how we felt leaving the theater, and I loved it. So I would say easily like a 9 to 9.25 for me right now.
It's a different feeling than the Scream 5
Yeah.
coming from the theater. Because that one, I was like, yeah, that was good. I don't know where I'd put it, but like after watching that one and driving home, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, that's like one of the better ones. So.
Yeah, it was real good.
Hell yeah.
I had a real fun time with it.
Yeah.
I did too. This movie's definitely way better than the last movie. If you remember our conversation about that, we kind of picked that guy apart, and I could not stand the last movie. I haven't wanted to watch it again. I kind of want to watch it again, but I don't want to watch it again, if that makes sense.
This one?
No, the last Scream 5.
Okay.
Just because it left such a bad taste in my mouth, and I didn't like any of what it kind of did. This movie definitely is a huge leap up from that. I even think Sam, her acting in this was way better. I feel like after the first movie came out and people were kind of, nitpicking her acting, it was kind of like, well, shit, I need to get my stuff together. And she did. She did a great job. There are still some issues, for me in this movie. The biggest being no one fucking dies except for people who just get introduced in this movie. Like, we didn't even talk about the one Mindy's, I guess, girlfriend who, falls off that ladder and fucking smushes that face.
Which that was a tense fucking scene.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. But
I was squirming in my seat.
I liked it because it was fresh. It was new. It was something different that we haven't seen kill-wise in one of these movies. But beyond that, I mean, what's the other kill in it? Because that person isn't actually dead. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's no stakes because, spoilers, Gail doesn't die. Fucking Chad, who gets stabbed 70,000 times, doesn't die.
We were
Mindy,
thinking he's going to be the next Dewey because he gets stabbed so many times.
I'm fine. It's cool. Mindy gets stabbed and then like fucking whatever. She doesn't die. She's fine. Fucking Jenna Ortega gets stabbed in the stomach and goes, whatever.
Cool.
Yeah, we just completely forget about her tummy stab.
That's what I'm saying. And even at the end, I mean, Sam gets stabbed a little bit, or, she gets beat up. She falls off a fucking balcony. Okay, movie logic. She's fine, whatever.
Here's the thing. I have a problem with the way the movies treat Sam. I feel like they're forcing something with her. I don't necessarily know if it was her acting in the first one, because people have said that she's been in other things and she was great.
Yeah.
My problem, like both of them, at the end of the movies, she looks so fucking beautiful, but with just like a little bit of blood on her face. Like, and I noticed it this time, especially like next to Jenna, who's just got blood splatter all over her.
Yeah.
And then Sam's got like a little bit of blood here, a little bit of blood here, and then she's got like this nice soft dewy glow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she looks gorgeous. And I'm like, I feel like that's probably not real.
Yeah.
No, well, she was in the post-murder haze of being glowed up and nice, I guess, because she came into the character finally, and that's what I wanted to say, is they gave me what I wanted in the last movie. I wanted maybe her to be like, she was the killer the whole time, and she was just like psychotic about it and not remembering it because she's having all these, talks with her fucking dad, who isn't there. And again, they go into this in this movie, and she finally like becomes that character, albeit, yeah, she's not the killer, but she's fucking killing motherfuckers.
Do you think that they're building towards that?
They have to be, right? I mean, she puts the mask down at the end of the movie, but that's not.
You can see she was like kind of fighting with it, right? She almost embraced it.
If they do it, I do not want it to be like her, like a big twist at the end, like, oh, it was actually Sam the whole time, and she doesn't remember it. I'm so fucking over it.
I want her to fully commit. And how about this movie time for idea? Make her into somewhat of a vigilante, right? That's going and killing all these people that are trying to either idolize, the Ghostface killer, or try to, how would I say, reenact certain things. And she's like hunting them down and just fucking slicing them up.
But she does.
That's kind of like what we got in the intro here,
right?
Because like that guy is like, yeah, I actually just protected you. I killed 2 people who were plotting to kill you as Ghostface.
Right. So boom, there it is.
But the whole time she's wearing Ghostface mask.
Right.
Yeah.
She's killing the
Yeah,
people
she is,
as
yeah.
Ghostface
I like that.
who are trying to be
Let's make it
Ghostface.
happen.
Dude, I'm telling you, that would be what's
Yep.
up, because she could be like, I am the original bloodline. Fuck you trying to do it. I'm going to do it. But I'm killing you, just not anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, here, this is what we do at the Decision Reel. We make better movies.
Yeah.
Radio Silence, call us.
Hey man, they've already greenlit the 7th one. So
What did
go
I
ahead.
say, Randy? We're sitting there and the credits were rolling. I was like, hey, there's an after credit scene. He's like, I'm not staying for this because they're not making another movie. And I was like,
Not
yes,
happy
they
I
are.
stayed for that either.
It was hilarious. Did you guys
That
stay?
after credit
Yeah,
scene
we
was
did.
so
Yeah.
worth it.
Yeah, it
Not
was.
every movie needs an after credit scene.
Blank.
That's exactly
done.
what she said.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It was amazing. I like it. Good. All right. We're wrapping up here. I want to thank you guys for coming on again. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on
So
the
much
show. If you can, just give us where we can find you, where we can listen to you, and what you're about.
Okay, so we are What's Your Least Favorite Scary Movie? You can find us. Well, first, we have a website. It's What's Your Least Favorite Scary Movie.com. But we're also on all the other podcasting stuff too. We actually just started covering the Scream franchise ourselves because we kind of like go a franchise at a time. So
Nice.
once a month we
Yeah.
talk about it,
Mhm.
and actually gonna have you on the show.
Later this month.
Yeah, later
with
this
Scream
month.
2.
Yeah,
Hell
we're gonna talk
yeah.
about Scream 2, the other sequel.
I'm about it.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. But yeah, thanks for having us on here because it's always a fun time. Love
Yeah.
talking to you guys.
Always a great time. We
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
you coming on here. Again, you can find them at their website and all their socials. You can find us, though, Randy, where?
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at The Decision Reel, or you can go to our website, www.thedecisionreel.com, where you can find all our episodes and more merch.
Yeah, you can buy
Ooh,
some
we got
t-shirts.
leggings?
Like the hat
We
that
got
he's wearing.
leggings, we got hats, we got fucking everything. We got glasses, we got mugs, we got stickers, whatever you want. There's people telling us that we're stupid
Do you
back here.
mind?
It's fine. Yeah, we're trying to do a show here. God damn it. Also, with the code REAL10, you can get 10% off all your merch needs.
Yeah.
But with that, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming on again, and have a good one.